はい、それでは、午後の部を開始したいと思います。オンラインの参加の方もおられると思いますので、改めてご挨拶させていただきたいと思いますが、私は司会を務めます外務省人物交流室の渡辺真嗣と申します。よろしくお願いします。オンラインの参加の方も、時差がある中参加いただきまして、ありがとうございます。これから、日本時間で言いますと、午後の部を開始させていただきたいと思います。それでは、最初のテーマは、留学広報となっております。このテーマで発表いただくのは、アルゼンチンとブラジル、そして、発表の後にそれぞれバングラデシュとニュージーランドの方からコメントをいただきたいと思います。この2つの発表が終わりまして、質疑応答を行う予定です。それではまず、アルゼンチンのクリスチャンさんの発表からお願いします。テーマは自治体との連携ということです。それではクリスチャンさんよろしくお願いします。
はい、皆様。在アルゼンチンメキシコ帰国留学生会会長のクリスティアン・ジョルダーノと申します。まず、外務省の皆様、本総会にお招きいただき誠にありがとうございます。では、アルゼンチン帰国留学生会の活動について発表させていただきます。よろしくお願いいたします。さて、最初は当会を紹介させていただきます。当会は、幹部の6人を含めて518メンバーに構成されています。しかし、その中で定期的にイベントに参加し、活発的に協力してくれるアクティブメンバーは残念ながらわずか50人程度です。この数字を増やすのは当会のこれからの課題です。当会の目的は皆様の帰国留学生会とほぼ同じだろうと思いますけれども、4点にまとめますと、1は帰国留学生のネットワークを形成すること、そして2は日本紹介のために様々なアクティビティを実施すること、3は日本へ留学する学生や留学を希望している学生に対する支援を提供すること、そして4は留学が終了して帰国留学生の就職活動をサポートするという目的が挙げられます。では続きまして、当会のアクティビティについてお話ししたいと思います。当会の主なアクティビティは、留学生説明会、講演会、懇談会を開催することや、当会 SNS アカウントから留学を広報すること、そして留学生にオリエンテーションを行うこと、また帰国留学生をフォローアップすることなど、様々なアクティビティを実施しておりますが、その中で今日は地方留学説明会にフォーカスしてお話ししたいと思います。地方留学説明会についてですね、2017年から2022年まで首都のブエノスアイレスを含めて24州、つまり全国を回って全部で91回の地方留学説明会を実施してまいりました。これにより、およそ9500人の学生に日本留学制度関連情報が提供できました。なお、日本留学関連情報を提供することだけでなく、各地方機関との連携を図って地方留学説明会を実施してまいりました。各地方機関といえば、もちろんまず予算を確保して様々な面で援助を与える日本大使館、そして日本発信拠点を構築するために協力してくれる地方自治体、そして会場を提供し学生を招集する教育機関、また地方自治体、教育機関及び地方メディアとのリエゾンになってくれる日系団体というパートナーが挙げられます。これらのパートナーとの連携を図り、地方の日本発信拠点の構築、強化することも地方留学説明会を実施する目的であると言えます。各地方機関との連携を図って地方留学説明会を実施することにより次の成果が得られました。まず 自治体との連携がもたらす成果、帰国留学生会を通して州政府関係者の日本への認知度を高め、親日間を養成することができました。これにより自治体との密接な連携を経て、地方における日本発信拠点の構築につながりました。さらに州レベルの強い協力を得るなど、人脈ネットワーク構築の上でも有意義な機会となりました。次は日系団体及び教育機関との連携がもたらす成果。各地の日系団体との密接な協力により、地方の日系人意識の向上や地方における日本発信拠点としての立場を強化することができました。また、各地の教育機関との交流及び連携促進にもつながりました。さらに、帰国留学生会主催留学説明会の開催により、各地の日系団体及び教育機関は、その地域に在住しているけれども、認知していなかった帰国留学生を把握することができ、これら帰国留学生とともに新たな活動や交流が成立するなど、持続可能な協力関係を築く機会となりました。また、地方メディアとの連携がもたらす成果、各地域のメディアを通して、近隣市や全国市などにも帰国留学生説明会が取り上げられ、これらの帰国留学説明会は、留学制度及び日本の魅力を周知するにあたり、非常に効果的な発信力を持つイベントとなりました。最後に、総括的な成果、協力団体の発掘や密接な連絡体制が確立できました。地方における日本のプレゼンスや日本留学のインパクトの強化及び認知感情の養成などにつながりました。また、首都圏以外でも全国レベルで効果的な日本留学機会や経験を周知することができ、さらなる日本への関心増加及び優秀な留学生の発掘を図る機会となりました。皆様、の帰国留学生、会、でそれぞれの国の地方でいろんなアクティビティを実施していると伺いましたが、これからこういう地方機関との連携を図って、実施することはいいのではないかなと思います。私の発表はこれで終わりました。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。
はい、クリスティアンさんありがとうございました。それでは今の発表について、バングラデシュのコルシャドさんからコメントいただきたいと思います。
Thank you very much, Mr. Gerando, for your nice and informative information which you are doing through your alumni association to your country people. Definitely it is very much important, and most problem is to getting the volunteers. So I am so happy that your organization doing well. That regularly 50 alumni are doing these activities and disseminating from capital to the root level and communicate with some various organizations like Japanese Embassy, local public and private universities, and or different local organizations. And also use the media like newspaper, local and national newspaper. It is very, very much informative for the students. Usually the students who are living in capital, they get all information. Sometimes it is very difficult for the remote university, remote areas, but you are doing well. And it may be an example for us also. We can progress in this way, how we can improve in our countries to give the information to the students who are wish to and willing to pursue their higher education in Japan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comment.
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは、次に移りたいと思います。次は、ブラジルのパウラさんに発表していただきたいと思います。テーマはブラジル国内の帰国留学生会間の連携です。それではパウラさんお願いします。
はじめまして、三島パオラと申します。ブラジルの東北日本同窓協会アンベージというを代表しています。本日お集まりに参加させていただいてありがとうございます。申し訳ございませんけど、英語で発表します。Cooperation among alumni associations in Brazil についてお話ししてもらいたいと思います。So, AMBEJ has more than 400 members, but active are only around 50. Brazil has a huge territory, so we have 10 alumni associations, some only for JICA and some only for MEX. AMBEJ covers all the Japanese scholarship alumni and always count on the local consulate support. We have close relations with the Nihonjin Kai and with public universities and institutes. Several members of AMBEJ teach or research there. I learned that most strategies for promoting scholarships are similar around the world, but I highlight that exposure of alumni and their reached milestones are important for effective engagement and visibility. As promoting activities demand intensively time and manpower, and all of us are volunteers, the task becomes more manageable if we count on partner associations. So, for example, in digital medium, promoting each other's material and events broadens the reach with the same volume of material generated by each association itself. And sharing on-site events might reduce the manpower required in the same manner and enhance the networks. Besides that, exchanging hints for different approaches facilitate continuous improvement, that's Kaizen. The strength of our network should be kept to make all happen. So we have this meeting at the capital of our country, Brasilia, where we count on the kind support from the Embassy of Japan. There we exchange follow-ups and plan the next actions to support new candidates through the already mentioned activities, which is the current status. And I think that the next step could be extending the collaborations and realizing joint workshops about complementary subjects such as daily life hints and importance of joining alumni associations upon conclusions of their scholarships. For which we would like to stress that we appreciate the support received from our Consulate General and would like to be able to receive more as we expand our activities. 以上で終わります。ご清聴ありがとうございます。
はい、パウラさんありがとうございました。それでは、今の発表についてニュージーランドの、ポールさんからコメントいただきたいと思います。
Paula-san, thank you for your wonderful presentation. I really learned a lot and really appreciate it. I was surprised at how many chapters you have of the in Brazil is coming from New Zealand, obviously a very big country. So that was very interesting. In relation to your promotional strategies, I also thought they were very helpful, the examples there, and would be useful in New Zealand. I keep coming to this idea here that I've been hearing a lot of visiting schools, and I think that's a real learning that I'm going to take away and back to New Zealand. So that's been very helpful. Also around cultural events in New Zealand, we have what they call Japan Day in Auckland, where we have an event where 10 or 20,000 people come to a day event where organised by the Japanese Society with help from the Consul General. It's a fantastic event, and there's lots of opportunity to share and learn about Japanese culture. And in that, I think we should probably follow your lead and take more. Our group, the Mixed Alumni Association, should take more of an effort in trying to get involved with that. So that's very helpful learning. In relation to collaboration, I agree very much with what you're doing and building the stronger ties between your members. both sort of within the country and I think what we're trying to do here on a regional basis. So in New Zealand, I could take that away and try and work with the other 2 branches or chapters we have in New Zealand, and also externally with countries like Australia and Papua New Guinea here, our friends here. So look, I think it's been really interesting, and it's given me some new ideas and reinforced some good learnings. I don't have any specific questions for you, but I think that the Chiiki Betsu session that we have this afternoon, I think some of the ideas you've talked about will be very good for us to bring up in the meeting. So thank you very much.
はい、パウラさん、ポールさん、ありがとうございました。それでは質疑応答に移りたいと思いますが、オンラインの参加者の方から質問いただいてますので、少々お待ちください。
メキシコのフランシスコ・バレンシアさんからブラジルのパウラさんに対する質問です。英語で読み上げます。What are the challenges and benefits of having an association that integrates all types of former scholars such as MEXT and JICA? What's the rationale behind that integration, since in Mexico we are separated?
I don't think that in the foundation of Unbadged, we had this kind of thought, like, is it worthy to make it separated or together? It just happened to be together. But since we're, I think that this is a problem that's common for most of the associations here, that we lack manpower, right? So I think that collaboration is very important, and the tendency is to gather all the associations. Of course, there are the cases, the local cases, where, as our colleague Ashok said, they have the information has to be translated into each reality, even in the same country. So it's healthy to have it separated, but it's unhealthy or unpracticed to make it separated and without communicating. So if you join, you can make bigger events and reach a broader radius.
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは、ここで参加されている方からの質問も受け付けたいと思いますが、質問がありましたら、名札を立ててください。はい、それではウズベキスタンのダミナさんお願いします。
すいません。私はクリスチャンさんにちょっと質問がありますけど、プレゼンテーションではその留学生にオリエンテーションを行うということについてちょっと言ったんですけど、私たちもですね、ウズベキスタンではこれからその留学を希望している学生のために同じくですね、オリエンテーションをしたいと思いますけど、どういう形のオリエンテーションを行っていますか？なんかその留学、日本留学といったらすごく幅広いテーマなんですけど、どんなことを注目してオリエンテーションを行っていますか？ちょっと参考にしたいと思います。
はい、ご質問ありがとうございます。まずはですね、私たちが実施しているオリエンテーションは大使館の中で実施しています。そのオリエンテーションではまず基本的なマナー、日本でのマナーを教えたり、そしてこれからの先生との関係とか先輩後輩の関係についてアドバイスしたり説明したりしています。そして日本の生活、日常生活のレベルのようなガイダンスも提供したりします。そして少し日本語特に全く日本語がわからない 留学生の基礎的な日本語を教えたりします。大体そういうようなことなんですけど。
ありがとうございます。基礎的な日本語を教える、それはなんか授業として？
そうですね。はい。
で、それを大使館で行う？
大使館で文化センターで、実施しています。
文化センターがありますか。なるほど、わかりました。ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。他に質問ありましたら、はい、どうぞ。
Thank you everyone for your presentations. Thank you, Paula and Christian. I would like to ask Christian, because as you already received as a comment that I think majority of the associations, we struggle to have members who are actively participating, right? And in Argentina, it seems like, it's not everyone, but you have a considerate amount of people who are actively participating in the association. So I would like to ask if you could share with us, like, what might be the reasons? Like, do you have a strategy? Are there some, policies, or it might also have to be with certain characteristics of the students? Because I think during our different exchanges of opinions that we had yesterday, we were mentioning that it seems like in Argentina, for example, it seems like the interest for Japanese language is higher than in other Latin American countries, for example, or even probably the interest in the Japanese culture in general. So yeah, that is my question. Thank you.
Okay. What can I say? First of all, this 地方留学説明会 are very interesting. It's a very interesting event for our former scholars because they got the opportunity first to travel and to actually being able to interact with other students that are willing to travel to Japan. So they kind of feel important, and they got some recognition also for doing this. So it's like a win-win activity. Especially what we do is try to know who is in each one of the provinces, and we contact them. And maybe they are far away, so they are not related with our activities. But in this opportunity, we are going to his or her province, so we contact them and we tell them that we are willing to do this activity, and they feel that going to the university and being able also to speak to local government or local university, it's an opportunity for them to get recognition and maybe get also possibilities for jobs or whatever. So they are really interested in participating in this kind of activities. And then it's an opportunity also for us to get more members, because maybe we didn't know this person was there, but now we know, so we incorporate them in our WhatsApp group, and we start to share with them the information, so they are again engaged with Japan, because maybe they weren't engaged because they were far away. So this was a way to get more members and make them more active. Thank you for your question.
はい、ありがとうございます。オンラインで一つ質問が来たようですので、読み上げたいと思います。
今来た質問はですね、スリランカのサジフさんからです。英語で読み上げたいと思います。特にどの国というわけでなくて、そういった活動をしている方からお答えいただければという質問です。英語で読み上げます。Do any of the panelists promote the specified skilled worker program of Japan in any of your countries? We, the Japan alumni in Sri Lanka, have initiated efforts to have a TV program on Japanese language and also promoting the SSW among our countrymen and women. In the way we can help both Japan and our own country.
どなたか、お答えになられる方、コメント、ご意見でもいいと思いますけど、ありますか？あ、クエスチョン。はい、バングラデシュのコルシュドさん、今の質問に対して。
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, it's a good initiative. If we go through television and other media, it will be easy. We can, like Gordio-san, who go to some places where communication is good. But in the remote area, the students who are willing to know how to pursue their higher study, they can watch TV program and other media program. So it will be helpful for all peoples, all students, what the lifestyle education system is in this of Japan. It's very much good initiative. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございました。他に質問ありますか？
Maybe another added response to the question from Sri Lanka, whether we have a Japanese language program on the TV or not. In my country, in Papua New Guinea, through JICA, we do have the EQTV, Enhanced Quality Education Through TV. It's a Japanese JICA-sponsored program where we offer grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 courses online on the TV in normal Japanese English courses, maths and science. So on the same token, if we can offer, normal, Japanese language over the TV, yeah, that's also okay, good, it can be done. But again, it comes to the sponsorship. Who will sponsor the program on the TV? So somebody has to take ownership of it. We're willing to do, as members of the Alumni Association or so forth. Yes, we're willing to assist, but at the end of the day, things have their own costs. And so if, some sponsors can be available, that can be done, just like what we are doing. The education teaching of maths and science on the TV program is sponsored by the education department of the country. So likewise can be done in Japanese, like what over in Sri Lanka they're trying to do. Yes. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。パウロさん。
So, Christian-san, thank you for your presentation, and I would like to ask this issue about reaching further areas in Argentina is very important and very interesting as well. I'm trying to find out how can we do this in my region. I would like to know with which budget or how do you manage to go there? I believe it's on-site work, isn't it? So how do you manage to go there? Which budget, which support do you have, please?
Well, it's important to ask the Embassy of Japan. They have a program called 人工的、なんだっけ、人的交流発信、対外発信、人的交流対外発信プログラム。And so you have to ask for help to the embassy. So maybe they can arrange some budget for this kind of activities. And of course, it's up to you, to the association, to try to use it the best way you can. Or trying to do the most possible quantity of sessions, but definitely you gotta ask to the Embassy of Japan in your country.
Thank you very much.
はい、ありがとうございました。 ナタリアさんどうぞ。
ありがとうございます。ブラジルのポーラさんに一つご質問なんですけれども、ブラジルは大きな国で、立派なご活躍もされているということなんですけれども、そのイベントとか行事についての情報の発信というのをどのような方法を使って行っていらっしゃるのでしょうか。つまり全国にその情報が伝えるためにはどのような方法、つまりイメールとか Facebook ページを使ってどのようなこのツールを使っていらっしゃるのでしょうか。
So we have the local work. So each association of each area does its own work, and what we have is to share the materials and information and so on. I don't know if I could.
But how do you share this information? Using through email, through some private pages. What is the technical tool you use to spread the information?
Yes, different from some countries that I have noticed, Facebook is already over there in Brazil. So we use WhatsApp and Instagram. Instagram is very strong there in Brazil. So Instagram is, I think that's the main. Also, we have the mailing.
That's very interesting because I would have never thought of Instagram, actually. That could give us an idea. Thank you. ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは、次のテーマに移りたいと思います。次のテーマは、各国の特徴的な取り組みや課題となっています。このテーマで発表いただくのは、計5カ国の参加者の方なんですが、まず、はじめに3カ国の参加者の方から発表いただきたいと思います。最初の3カ国はアメリカ、バングラデシュ、そしてメキシコとなっています。これらの発表の後には、ソロモン、オーストラリア、パプアニューギニア、コロンビアの方からコメントをいただくことになっております。すべてが終わりまして質疑応答を行います。それではまずアメリカのジョンさんから発表お願いします。テーマは元留学生間の交流のための SNS の活用です。よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。皆さん、こんにちは。昼食後の発表の時間は一番大変だと思いますが、ご機嫌いかがですか？日曜日の東京マラソンのようにあと5つ残っていると思いますけど、お互いに頑張りましょう。日本語で発表させていただきます。米国から参りまして、ジョン・マクラフリンと申します。国費奨学金制になったのは1996年に国際キリスト教大学で行政学の修士課程を修了するためでした。全部で13年間日本に住み勉強し働くこともできました。現在、米国教育省に勤めておりまして、日本関係の活動は仕事以外です。外務省の方にご招待いただいて誠にお礼を申し上げます。スライド1、今日の発表のテーマはアメリカの SNS を通じて元国費留学生の交流についてです。アメリカは Zoom や SNS、ソーシャルメディアの会社の発明した先進国ではありますが、そのネットワークを作るにはもう第一歩で発展途上国みたいと思いますけど、去年誕生したばかりです。しかし、一方、JET、Japan Exchange Teacher Program の同窓生かな 35,000 人アメリカにいますね。今、最近強いネットワーク作ってきました。私は、元国費留学生の一人として日本大使館の大使公邸に招待され、去年2月、日本に留学経験のあるアメリカ人の間でネットワークを作るために大使とお会いしました。また、マンスフィールドフェローシッププログラムから帰国してから過去3年間、文部科学省の国費奨学金に応募するアメリカ人の面接をボランティアで行ってきました。 スライドに進んで、私だ。OK。アドバンスします。LinkedIn の新しいネットワークについてお話しする前に、これまでの米国の状況について少しご説明します。米国には18の在外交換、大使館、総領事館、領事館があり、それぞれの地域で現国費留学生と交流協力しています。しかしながら今のところ帰国留学生会があるのは米国北西部のシアトル近東に住む天の川と呼ばれる元国費留学生の会、組織の名前があるのみであります。次は米国政府奨学金制 LinkedIn グループについてご説明します。私たちの目的3つがあります。米国政府じゃなくて、日本政府奨学金制の LinkedIn グループ。まず、国費奨学金の現役留学生と元留学生の交流とネットワーキングを促進することです。次は、国費留学生に関する情報を発信するためです。そして説明会や各種イベントの協力要請を案内することです。このようなことを目的にして、2023年5月に在米日本人大使館が LinkedIn アカウントを開設しました。それからスライドの左の方にご覧いただければ、数字2つが表示されています。まず、現在の会員総数は51人です。この中には元国費留学生と現役国費留学生が含まれています。さらに閲覧者コメント総数は1120人となっています。次のスライドにご覧いただければ、元国費留学生のネットワーク作りに向けたこれまで取り組みについて写真とともにご紹介します。先ほどお話ししたように、2023年2月に大使と現国費留学生との懇談会が行われました。この懇談会の場で、ソーシャルメディアの積極的な活用やプログラムを超えた訪日経験者の集まりなどについて参加者からアイディアが出されました。そして、懇談会での提案を機に2023年5月に LinkedIn アカウントを開設されました。さらに同じく懇談会で出たアイディアを機に2023年9月に大使館法廷で元国費留学生、ジェット同窓生、マンスフィールドフェロー、その他のプログラム参加者が招待され、バーベキューパーティーが行われました。だから左の方、立ち上げのディナー、夕食会、そして右の方はそのバーベキューパーティーでした。次に現状と課題についてご報告します。現役国費留学生、元国費留学生からの投稿により、少しずつアカウントが活性化してきました。写真でご覧いただけるように、メンバーの追加や交流が進んでいます。一番左の写真は私が投稿したものです。真ん中の現国費留学生の写真ですが、留学時代の新しい様子を投稿しています。また、右の写真はワシントン DC の神戸大学に派遣された現役留学奨学金生の投稿です。とても充実した留学生活を送っています。今後の課題としては、さらにメンバーを追加し、メンバーによる交流を活性化させることです。大使館や総領事館とも連携しながら、このグループアカウントが活性化するようにしたいと思っています。最後にあまり時間がないと思いますが、スライドの内容を見ていただければ、この経験について自分の同窓生をいかに取り組むか、私の前の大学のいくつかの経験があって、アメリカの大学や日本の大学とイギリスの大学ですけど、 この経験について後で話しましょう。ご存知かもしれませんが、米国では同性関係づくりは資金づりのビッグビジネスになってきまして、その経験を通していろんなアイディアあると思います。以上でご清聴ありがとうございます。
ジョンさんありがとうございました。それでは、ジョンさんの発表について、ソロモンのリンドンさんからコメントをいただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you so much, Dr. John, for your nice presentation about your association in the United States. I just want to make a comment as well, part of the discussion. For me, from Solomon Islands, I think we have learned a lot as well from your group. We haven't think about using the LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn as well, but we don't go to that stage that we use LinkedIn. Also, there are a lot of differences we can also, Solomon Islands can learn from the United States, given the fact that from yesterday's presentation, Japan Foundation has a lot of, I think, two headquarters in the States, where you are very fortunate. Please continue to promote Japan in US, given the fact that for us in Solomon Islands, we don't have those opportunities that that you enjoy. The other thing that I also want to comment as well is that you have the students coming over to Japan to study. For Solomon Islands, we don't have those opportunities yet, like partner between universities and universities in Japan and in Solomon Islands. We are still in the process of trying to go to that stage at the moment. We are working with the Japanese ambassador in Solomon Islands. The other thing that I also learned from the United States is that the picture, it was quite catching for me as well. The students, this one, they're very happy. I think that's for me, that's how we should interact, express ourselves. We need to learn from others and then express ourselves in a manner that is how would I put it, free to express it. That is one thing I also learned as well. Having said that, you are much more better compared to what we experience. Can you explain to me some of the challenges, despite all the assistance all the opportunities you have? What are some of the challenges that you want to inform me so that I can also learn from the perspective of the United States? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments and your question. As you were talking and mentioned you have a LinkedIn account also, I was realizing one thing I didn't say here that is a nice advantage of LinkedIn over other social media is I'm often contacted for jobs. So people look at my profile and they think you'd be a good candidate for this kind of job. And I'm not even looking, right? It's just kind of interesting to see. And so this may also be of benefit to students in other countries. I don't know if scouting and recruiting happens the same in other countries as it does in the United States. Americans change jobs quite a bit. But I think that could be a side benefit to this approach. It's also a little more professional than Facebook or Instagram, so it's intended to be. But this alone is not a solution. People have to meet in person in real events in cities and places to strengthen the network. So this can get us started, I think.
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは次は、バングラデシュのコンシェルドさんから発表をいただきます。テーマは日本語、日本文化の発信です。それではコンシェルドさんお願いします。
皆さん、こんにちは。私はバングラデシュから来ましたモハンマド・クルシェド・アラムです。東北大学の医薬理学で勉強しました。今、自分の国の医科大学の講師です。住まい者の皆さんに感謝しております。私の日本語はうまくないので大変恥ずかしいです。日本語で話すときは長い時間かかりますので、英語で話しています。すみません。Okay. Japanese University Alumni Association in Bangladesh, JOA, was established in 2000 under the patronage of Embassy of Japan in Bangladesh. Present member is more than 1,000. Main vision is to promote friendship between Bangladesh and Japan by organizing different national socio-cultural events of the two countries. Conduct education seminar in different universities, focusing on education system and facilities in Japan and social custom and culture. And the mixed orientation program is conducted by JOA. So here you see the picture. The right upper picture is the present and outgoing EC members with His Excellency Ambassador of Japan. And then next, right down, is the events of the dissemination of orientation program in an university to the young students of university, how we can promote the Japanese education system and so on. And right left below is the mixed orientation program who are already get the mixed scholarship, and we inform them about the education system and cultural activities before coming to Japan. Then you see the Ikebana. Actually, before establishing the job, first activities, Japanese cultural activities was done in Japan, done in my country, and it is under the forum named Asia Bunka Kaikan Dosokai, under a senior job member, the Professor Dr. Mojem Hussain, who awarded the Order of the Rising Sun by the Japanese government. In the last 5 years, about 250 Bangladeshi residents have been trained on Ikebana flower arrangement. You see the right upper, the first Ikebana certificate distribution ceremony in presence of first ambassador to Bangladesh. And then you see the demonstration of Ikebana, and finally some Ikebana flower arrangement by the Bangladeshi Ikebana student. And in JOA was started JOA Japanese Language School in 2002 with 20 students of preliminary level, presently equivalent to N5 level, by recruiting a native Japanese language teacher. By this time, the enrollment in January 2024, N5 level become 250, N4 level 30, and N3 level about 10 students. JOA was under Sakura network from 2009 to 2014. You see the upper right is the classroom of JOA Japanese Language School, and then lower left is the JLPT exam hall before starting the JLPT exam. And the representative from Japan Foundation, representative from Japan Embassy, and JLPT exam committee of JOA with collected answer sheet in December 2023 JLPT exam. You see that the JOA committee along with the representative from Japan Foundation and Japanese University, Japanese Embassy in Bangladesh. JLPT exam. JOA conducted JLPT exam from conducted JLPT exam and in December. When it started in 2003, it was around about 250, but now it become the total number of examinee become 9,708. And other than we conduct the speech contest In honor of International Mother Language Day, JOAB conduct Japanese speech contest for the Bangladeshi nationals and the Bengali speech contest for Japanese nationals. And this year, Japanese speech contest was held on 17 February, and Bengali speech contest for the Japanese nationals will be held in the occasion of Bengali New Year's Festival in April. You see the picture, a contestant is delivering his Japanese speech, and then we see the prize ceremony of Bangladeshi singing contest, Bengali singing contest by the Japanese, and also a dinner party with the Japanese speech contestant at the ambassador's residence. And in 2023, that means last year, JOAB has established JOAB Japanese Cultural Center, JJCC, with a grassroots grant from the Embassy of Japan. After establishing JJCC, we're doing the several activities. The origami demonstration for general people, Japanese tea ceremony demonstration for the general people, and Bangladeshi traditional cake festival, handmade cake, and Japanese film show, Ikebana demonstration for the general people. And recently, beside this, we are planning to arrange the ongoing training program by the native Japanese language trainer for the Bangladeshi Japanese language teachers to increase their skill. Among these activities, we also do some activities along with the SABJA as a member of SABJA. The SABJA members, we do some Japanese language speech contest, but due to after COVID pandemic, this is not running, and so far we'll contact with the SABJA president to do this again. And other than recently, our government also taking an initiative to contact with the JOAB EC members, how we can promote the Japanese culture and mainly the Japanese study program to the root level of students. That means the other universities which are situated far from the capital. So this way we are running our activities, and this is where we are doing. And this is all. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました、コルシオさん。それでは、オーストラリアのジェイソンさんとパプアニューギニアのオンボさんからコメントをいただきたいと思います。まず、ジェイソンさんからお願いします。
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. There are some photos here. One photo that stood out to me personally is the one with the JLPT exam, where the committee with JOAB of the JOAB committee is posing with the answer sheets for the December 2023 JLPT exam. So as the JLPT person at my university, I'm the tantosha for that. And so just looking at this photo filled me with a sense of mixed emotions, nostalgia, all sorts of things that come, that nervousness that comes with the JLPT when you're on the side administering it. It's a great photo, I think, that just gives you that sense of, we did it. Besides that, I'm just, and this is a comment, and some of this may connect with what Rindon-san was saying earlier. Some of it may connect with what Ashok-san also mentioned earlier. But Ikebana mixed orientation program, education seminar, Japanese language school, JLPT, Japanese speech contest, dinner party, singing contest, origami, tea ceremony, cake festival, if this were like a CV or, you know, a resume, I think you would get the job. Juab seems to be doing so much. And I imagine that is being done with limited resources as we all have, but this is a lot to do, I think, with limited resources. And so I think what I want to say is kudos for doing so many of these things, so many things. That was one feeling that I had. Oh my goodness, you're doing so much with limited resources. The second feeling that I had was, oh my goodness, this is highly motivating. I wonder how much more we can do, or how much, I guess, more efficiently, those of us who are fortunate to have more resources, what we can do with those resources, just looking at what you're doing as an example. I would love to hear more about how the management structure allows you to accomplish this. How are you managing this? Also, 2,000 people in the Alumni Association. Again, how are you managing this? This is all so wonderful. I think we're all looking at this presentation and curious about what we can take from it to do better in our individual areas. Thank you.
Fortunately, with the alumni, the number of alumni are doing voluntarily. So they are paying their own money. And on the other way, we are getting some money from our Japanese language school. So by this way, we are doing our activities. And usually we do in the holidays. And we have a good connection with all members all over my country. So when we like education seminar, we contact with the university authority remote from the Dhaka, that is my capital, and they arrange their seminar hall and disseminate the information to all students, mainly the university students. So presently we are doing for the university students, and we do it in this way. But we are planning, we go to the more remote type, like the technical school and technical institutes, and we are contacting with the government Minister of Manpower, how we can promote this one. We are trying to get the help from the government also. So we are doing this. Okay, thank you very much.
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは次に、ポンポさん、コメントお願いします。
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Alam is very good and a colorful, presentation. Yes, it's really good. Yeah, we are also just doing the same thing on the other side, on the 10-degree south of the equator, and we were established in 1999, and I just learned that you were established in 2002. We are just 1 year difference. But your membership is 2,000, whereas I only have 200. Minus 10. But all those activities that you're doing, yes, we are doing the same, but at different stages, at different levels.
Yeah.
And one very interesting thing that that I saw in your activities is the Bangladeshi speech contest. Yeah. Which you host for the Japanese nationals based in Dhaka or wherever up there, and which is good because I'm also thinking about it. PNG, we have 850 languages, and that's the highest in the world. Yeah, and but we have the lingua franca, which is called a pidgin, right? It's almost they call talk pisin. Yeah, and so yes, I think we should also, my school, we should also organize a speech contest for the Japanese nationals living in Port Moresby, capital city. Yeah. Likewise, probably in your respective countries too. Have we ever thought about that? Giving a speech contest in Spanish, living in Argentina and things like that. Of course, our students, our kids, our children will have a speech contest for the Japanese. And likewise, like what he's doing, we should also do the same thing in our own countries. See how fluent other, Japanese speakers can speak our language as well too. It's a very good, giving culture, not only giving, but accepting as well too. It's a two-way thing. And that's very, very good. And also added on to this, remember, we volunteers, we alumni association members, wherever we are, in which country, we have our own alumni association members, and we are doing this from our own heart, right? We're not getting paid for it. We're using our own free time and effort to do this. All because of, should we call it Shogoshugi? What's the English equivalent? You give me, I give you.
Reciprocity.
Giving and reciprocity. Yeah, reciprocity. That's it. Yeah. Yes, it's a win-win case. Yeah. So that's what we should do. Just because of this reciprocity, what we got from Japan, we want to give it back to Japan. That's for this idea, for this mentality that we have in the head. We give our own free time and effort, and this is where we're making our respective volunteer associations more active. That's what we're doing. So we should all be, feeling proud of our own associations in our respective countries. And thank you for what you're doing up there with Joab, and so maybe later on I think we're going to do some more talking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, so many Japanese volunteer organizations in my country, so they have to communicate with the general people. So Japanese learn Bangla language. That's why we are arranging the Bengali speech contest for the Japanese nationals. It's a charm, it's an enjoyment. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
はい、コルシェルさん、ジェイソンさん、本坊さん、ありがとうございました。それでは次の発表に移りたいと思いますが、次は、メキシコのルイサさんから発表していただきます。テーマは次世代リーダーの育成と世代交代です。
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luisa, and I am the current secretary of the Mexican Association of Former Scholars from Japan. Today, I'm going to share why AMEG is a good example of how to train the next generation leaders towards generational change in alumni associations. So currently, AMEG has around 600 members, and it was created in 1994. So this year, we are celebrating its 30th anniversary. Due to its efforts to deepen the relation between Mexico and Japan, AMEG has been honored with the ambassadors and foreign ministers recognitions from the government of Japan. And going back to our topic, as you can see in the structure of our organization, we have many young people. Also, we have 6 different regional coordinations in different areas of Mexico, as you can see in the previous map, for example, north, northeast, northwest, southeast. Also, our organization has 6 different coordinations in different fields of studies like arts and humanities, architecture, education, or business. So this diversity and integration has helped a lot. It's change for integrating new generations. Also, AMEG has done many efforts to make the best use of 2 things, of the experience of our seniors, but also all the will and the motivation of our young members. And I will try to explain you why we have done this. Like since 2012, the organization is formed by different generations, but especially the main board has been formed by people between their 20s and 40s. So for our big events, usually the young people are in charge of the main organization, like the coordination, and our seniors are our advisors. Also, like many of our events take place in different cities, in different regions, like each year. And the reason of doing this is not just because we want a diverse audience and also to have a larger impact, but we also want to boost new leaderships in different regions of Mexico. We don't want all our leaders just to be in the capital city. So this is the other reason. And we also promote diversity and gender equality. So it is very important to notice that to delegate responsibilities to the new generations is a risk worth taking, definitely, for our alumni associations. We also try to follow up on our new and former students. So we have like an electronic directory, and we also try to have like data management strategies to have like a better organization of their information and also of the statistics using very simple tools from Google Drive, like forms or charts. So it's not rocket science, just to make to access the information in an easier way. In the case of our new students, before they go to Japan, we ask them to give us their information to register, and we also ask them to give us a contact in Mexico. And before they go to Japan, we recommend them to join the circle of Mexican students in Japan, which is called Nichibokubashi. And we also recommend them to join the Mex Students Association, MSA, in Japan. And once they are done with their studies, we ask them to do a presentation in Mexico if they are there, or online if they are somewhere else, to share about their experience. But we also use it to make them update their information, so we are not losing the track of our students, which tends to, it's very easy to happen in our alumni associations. And it doesn't matter if they come back to Mexico, or if they stay in Japan, or they are living anywhere in the world. We ask them to join either our activities or to be part of our organization, of the board of it. And talking about our former students, we make use of some important events. Like recently we had the celebration for the foreign minister commencement. And so we use this event to try to contact former students by mail first, then by SNS, or also by phone calls, through other members of their same generation. And I'm gonna just give an examples of some events that we think they have been useful, not just to help AMEC to integrate different generations within the organization, but also to integrate us with the Nikkei community in Mexico, for example, or with other Mexicans who are also interested in Japanese culture. It doesn't matter if they are not related to the embassy or to the organization. For example, the Day of Japan in Mexico. And also we have an important networking event each year that brings together associations, universities, companies that are involved in the bilateral relation. And after 7 years of efforts of this event, plus of course the efforts of the different stakeholders and participate in this event and efforts of MOFA. Now there is, one of the results is a declaration that is called like the Big Nikkei Community in Mexico to promote the Japanese culture. And these activities that I mentioned are mainly they are led by AMEC, like AMEC is taking like the main leadership. But we also have other events in which we join the organization with other stakeholders, important for the bilateral relation. So one of these is the Latin American Forum for Former Scholars of Japan. And in this one, like we do it with the participation of many other organizations in Latin America and also with the help of MOFA. But AMEC led the way, like hosting the first event, and then it was followed by Colombia, and now we are waiting, maybe Brazil or Argentina are gonna be the next, let's see, we don't know. And we also have a forum of like the next generation leaders of Mexico and Japan, and this we do it with the Japan Foundation and also with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Japan. So I hope with this presentation, I managed first to share some useful strategies, but also to raise awareness of how important it is for alumni associations to be prepared for the generational change in order for our associations to first be like actualized, right? Like, but also to have continuity. So thank you very much. That is everything.
はい、ルイサさんありがとうございました。それじゃあ、コロンビアのマウリオシオさんからコメントをいただきたいと思います。
Thank you very much. Luisa, you had a very nice presentation. I have to say here, AMEC is our senpai. You know, these processes, you have a very robust organization, very structured organization. It's what we want to have in Colombia and in most of the countries in the region. And as per what you're saying, you're doing the homework very well to have this generational change implemented in your organization. And it's truth. It's true. We need to have this strategy implemented. I have to say, it's not only the fact of making a transfer of know-how. It's also, I'm going to be 60 next year, so you mentioned 20s and 40s. Well, I'm the third level, 60s. And it's not only transfer of knowledge or know-how, but also giving them space to do the things like they know how to do it. Because we have to adopt their communication ways, we have to adopt the dynamics of their movements and their interests that are very different. The world is changing, and if we expect them to do the same things we're doing, then we think we are condemned. We have to give them the space to do the things like they want to do and they are used to do. So we will follow your strategy to continue doing the generational change in Colombia, and we will also do whatever is in our hands to tell the other organizations in the region and continue with the work in the region as you are doing. Actually, I have to say we did WOW in Colombia only because you did WOW in Mexico. And we learned that, and we're doing that now, and that's a very good practice, but it was learned from you. And I have to recognize that most of our activities are learned from Mexico. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment.
はい、それでは、質疑応答に移りたいと思います。まずはオンラインの質問からご紹介したいと思います。
オンラインで、あとアメリカのジョンさんに2つ質問が出ています。一緒に同時に2つ読み上げます。で、最初はアメリカのリンダさん、リンダ・ヤンさんからの質問です。Do you plan to expand the American Mixed alumni to other social network platforms beyond LinkedIn or set up a dedicated website?
So right now, there's no plan to go to other social media. LinkedIn is just for the former mixed scholarship recipients, which we have no idea how many that is, but there's probably thousands over the 50 plus years. And we want to connect the old timers with the new ones for mentoring and supporting them as they go to Japan while they're in Japan and when they come back. But I do think that in different regions, having one's own social media group, Facebook or WhatsApp, would make a lot of sense to connect people. And, if somebody were in the Washington, D.C. area, for example, having a social media group just for us would make a lot of sense. For a website, I think we'd need an association, with an organizational structure and money, and there's been no conversation about that yet.
2つ目のジョンさんへの質問です。Is anybody in the U.S. willing or open to create associations or groups of alumni as other countries do? Or is it something not related to the objectives of the cultural diplomacy between the U.S. and Japan? Our association in Mexico have some former scholars registered with an address in the U.S. Probably it would be convenient to them to be connected with those groups and or association.
Yes, I think actually we would welcome any resident in the United States who has been a MEX scholar, no matter what their country of origin is. In fact, at the dinner I attended in February of last year at the ambassador's residence, one of the people, he grew up in Russia, came to Japan on a MEX scholarship, and then ended up working for, maybe studying in the United States and then working for a company in the Washington, D.C. area. And so to me, that was very interesting. I think most Americans would welcome that kind of networking. So please, somebody from Mexico living in the United States, if you can find us on LinkedIn, join the group. And maybe we can learn a lot from people who have experience in AME to help us develop our network.
リンダさんの質問、それからジョンさんのお答えありがとうございました。それではこちらに参加されている方で質問はありますでしょうか。はい、どうぞ。
This is for Luisa. Do you want to make a run for it? So I'll just start before you get to your seat. Luisa, your communication coordination team must be quite impressive. Website, Facebook, Instagram, the site formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, email, LinkedIn. Did you leave some out? It is incredible. How is your communication coordination team managing to cover all of these, sites and social media? And there would also seem to be some sort of cost structure involved with this, right? Because it's not free to host a website, even though you may be able to get someone to make it for free. Usually somewhere along the line, something costs money. I would just love to hear a little bit more about how you're managing all of these different sites, apps, etc., and how much you guys are cross-posting versus creating original content versus whatever else you're doing to get people engaged.
Okay, I think they are amazing because they are basically two people, Andrea and Alan. So they are like very good and very efficient. And maybe, I mean, sometimes they get some help, but they are mainly the ones in charge. I mean, Alan, for example, he does the content for TikTok and he does original content. At TikTok, he was not there. It's popular, TikTok.
And also WhatsApp.
Yeah.
WhatsApp is missing.
Oh, WhatsApp is missing.
But like we also help, like, for example, if there's gonna be a post, like either like the president or me or someone, like kind of write something, you know? So you help them in that way. But sometimes they do everything. So I think they are very efficient, but they actually do it. Yeah. Yes.
Because, like you, I feel like you will have some good statistics because you're using all of these. But do you find that some of these offer or lead to more engagement than others? In other words, to simplify my question, which of these do you find to be the most popular?
Okay. It depends, like the generation, actually, talking about generations. So that's why there are so many. For young people, and that's why Alan, who is the youngest, helped us there with TikTok, because none of us, we don't have TikTok. Like people in our 40s, we don't use TikTok, but younger ones do. Also in Facebook, but we also have like a private group in Facebook where so members can get like easy information, but that is just for members. And we also have like an open page for everyone to check. And WhatsApp, we have two groups. One, we call it like the social AMEC, where everyone can interact. We also give announcement, but everyone can just write. And we have other one, which is called official AMEC, where just the board writes like clear messages. Because what sometimes happens is because of the interaction of the members, the main message is gone and they don't get the information. So that's why we had the need to create both. So in the official one, whoever doesn't want to be like talking about random stuff, they can just go there and check like what they need to know every day or every week or whenever we are posting something important. And I mean, Instagram is also a popular SNS in Mexico. So I think that's why there are so many. We are trying to reach like the different generations. Email, we use it, but again, mainly for probably older people, right? Who are like more comfortable using that tool. And yeah, we have faced like these challenges because even some of our like older members, at some point they they were feeling offended because they were not receiving a letter or things like that, right? Like our emails were not like formally enough, for example. So we always are leading with these like generational, like different perspectives and trying to solve them. Okay. I hope I answered the question.
You did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
はい。メルダさんどうぞ。
Thank you, Louisa, for your presentation. I just wanted to ask, I have one question. So in your organizational structure, you have a treasurer. That means like you are you were having like some capital, or you were having like, I mean, like, I just want to know like the source, like where it comes from. Do you get the donation, or there is like some regular like funding coming from somewhere?
And I think I forgot, and Jason also asked something about the money, right? Okay. I mean, sometimes we get some budget from the Japanese embassy, but we also, I mean, our members pay like a fee every year. It's not much. That has also been like a discussion in the different boards, because some of us think that we have to increase the fee, others think we have to increase the amount of members so we have more money. But anyway, yeah, it's like, it's actually very little, like probably $10 a year per person. But sometimes we also have very generous members, and they just give a lot more because they have the budget and they want to share. As you said, also, I think one characteristic of our members is that we are very thankful towards the Japanese government, and also towards the embassy in Mexico and the organization, because it gives us different opportunities to interact and to have nice experiences. So yeah, many members give more money for that fee, so that also helps. But besides that, no, we don't have any other source of income. But yeah, I mean, the treasurer is to take care of that money, and also because sometimes we hold events, right? Like, and everyone has to pay like a certain fee. So yeah, we have to manage like how that money is organized, and so that is our reason. But it's not that we have a huge income, but we have some.
はい、ありがとうございます。エメシさんどうぞ。
はい、すいません。ジョンさんにお伺いしたいんですけれども、個人的に私はリンクディンは使ってるんですが、このリンクディングループは私の知識不足かもしれないんですけど、その利益は Facebook グループよりの利益は何かをちょっと知りたいんですが、なぜかというと、おそらく私たちの多くの国では Facebook グループは皆さん使ってます。で、Facebook グループより何かの技術的か社会的な利益があれば、そのリンクディングループに使った方が良いかということがあるかどうか、やっぱり理由は、どうしたリンクディングループに選んだ理由を教えてくださるとありがたいです。
そうですね。LinkedIn の方がそういうイメージはプロフェッショナル同士のネットワーク、作るためだと思いますけど、Facebook はもっといろんなグループ、社会の中で本当のソーシャルメディアネットワークだと思いますけど、LinkedIn の場合、結構リクルーターやお互いの推薦、知り合いや友達の、なんていうの、スキルとか、推薦できるとか、いろんな面白い機能あると思いますけど、それを合わせて、なんかそういう、プロフェッショナルネットワークの拡大や、お互いに、手伝いというか、支援する形と思いますけど、だけど、さっきいただいた質問の答えたように、それは全国的なネットワークですね。そして、もっと地域のネットワークで、本当にイベント、いろんな場所で交流できる人と別のソーシャル SNS 使った方がいいでしょう。そういうパーティーの写真とかなどで、Facebook などの方が適切であろうと思います。
はい、アショクさんお願いします。
Thank you. Luisa, I think it's a wonderful presentation, and especially the next generation question. And I think I just wanted your practical experience on it, because I find that the younger people, especially in the age group of 30 and 40, are so much concerned about the professional growth wherever they are working that they are kind of not willing to take on anything extra, because their promotion is due, somebody has to present a paper, somebody has to attend a conference. So the people who are working are already too much overburdened in their own professional organization. Is that a problem for you?
I think, I mean, it could be, but not always. Like, for example, in the current board, like, I mean, majority of us, are all the four of us, like the president, the vice president, I am the secretary, and the treasurer. We all have extremely busy jobs.
Yes.
And I mean, I have my own company, but the rest, like, they work for a company, and a very demanding company. But I also think, I mean, this is something that Christian was also saying, that being part of AMEC and also AMEC's board is, yeah, you do it out of thankfulness, but it also gives some status, I think, or some like position, or recognition, exactly. So I think there are young persons who are interested in joining. But in order to do this and to make it attractive for people and to make it manageable, we as an organization, we have to make some efforts. Like, we understand that they are doing this by heart and we are not paying them, right? So we cannot also be super strict. So we understand that if there is an event, sometimes the president cannot go, then it has to be the vice president. And if the vice president cannot go, then it's me. So we don't say like, it has to be this person. So there is always like an open option of who can go this here, who can go there. And also, like, Japanese influence in Mexico is growing and growing, and it's having presence in different areas. So now we have events not just organized by us, but by other organizations in literally all regions of Mexico. And sometimes there is no person from the board there. So we also ask sometimes, like in the group, WhatsApp group, like, we have an event in this area, like, is there someone who is willing and has time to represent AMEC, for example, and people help and they go. So we try to make it easy or easier for them. So, I mean, we need to have a commitment also, because if you say yes, you need to have some responsibility. But we understand that it's just one of many other tasks they have. So we just try not to overdo it. So I think that is a good strategy for people to accept to join, even, of course, they are very busy with their jobs. And also, I think many young people join because they are also interested in, for example, sharing information about their area of expertise, right? So we have many events on like science and technology or data management and how this impacts the Japanese-Mexican relation. Like, so they are interested in participating, organizing this kind of stuff, and also probably giving the talk. So I think that is all reason, like the topics of the events are also interesting for young people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, yes.
はい、ありがとうございました。 それでは、続きまして、同じテーマで、カナダとパプアニューギニアから、発表していただきたいと思います。それぞれの発表の後には、ブラジルとトルクメニスタンからコメントをいただくことになっております。それではまず、カナダのナターリアさんから、発表していただきますが、テーマは、カナダ・ケベック州及び大西洋州の帰国留学生組織の構造、現状と課題です。ナターリアさん、お願いします。
ありがとうございます。皆さん、こんにちは。この時間になりまして、時差で皆さんはきっと大変だと思いますけれども、頑張りましょう。私はペカール・ナタリアと申しまして、カナダから参りました。東京学芸大学の元留学生です。本日はこのような貴重な機会であります。第4回帰国留学生総会にご招待いただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。日本での留学の経験をお持ちの方、つまり日本の一生の友人たちが一堂に集まりまして、そして私もその一員であることを大変光栄に思っております。大げさではありません。本当にそう思っております。それでは本日はケベック州、カナダのケベック州及び大西洋州における帰国留学生の会の状況、組織、そして直面している課題について簡単に短くご紹介させていただきたいと思います。すみません。右失礼いたします。多分ありがとうございます。ケベック州及び大西洋州留学生会は2014年に設立されまして、カナダ全国に4つもある団体の一つであります。この地図にもご覧のように丸付けをしましたけれども、このケベック州、東の方のケベック州、そして4つの大西洋州にあたります。現在のところでは70人のメンバーが入っておりまして、私たちの課題としてはこれからこの数を増やしていきたいと思います。本日もたくさんアイデアをいただきましてありがとうございました。執行委員会も設置されて、この組織の運営、そして活動、これから行っていくイベントなどについて考える会であります。情報の発信として使っているのは、イメールアドレス、そして Facebook のプライベートページがありまして、これからもっとソーシャルメディアを使っていこうと思っております。私たちの活動と申しますと、大きく2つに分けることができると思います。一つは日本に関係のある行事、イベントに参加することですね。モントリオールというカナダの街は幸いに文化の面では非常に豊かな街で、常に何かフェスティバルとかイベントが行われておりまして、その日本に関係するイベントには私たちできるだけ帰国留学生の代表として参加させていただいております。一つの例として挙げられるのは、例えば祭りジャポンという、ジャポンはフランス語なんですけれども、祭りジャパンという年に1回行われるフェスティバルで、そのフェスティバルは日本人のコミュニティによってオーガナイズされているんですけれども、日本の文化に興味を持って日本語を勉強したい、日本の例えば和太鼓のコンサートを見たいという人たち、大勢のカナダ人が集まってきて、私たちも帰国留学生はちょっとしたコーナーを持ちまして、国費留学生プログラムについて PR を行っております。 もう一つの例として、オタク本というフェスティバルもありまして、名前からご想像できると思いますけれども、アニメ、そして漫画に熱心な人が集まりまして、フェスティバルをやってるんですけれども、行ってみたらもう本当に東京の原宿にいるような隣接感があります。他の国ではもしかして似たような状況だと思うんですけれども、日本語を勉強したいと思ったきっかけでは、アニメと漫画に興味を持ったという人がたくさんいるんですね。なので、このようなお得本のようなフェスティバルに私たち帰国留学生として参加するのは大きな意義があると思います。そして、在モントリオール総領事館による授業というのは、私たちにとっても非常に重要なプラットフォームになっております。この機会を利用いたしまして、本当に在モントリオール日本総領事館にの強いサポート、あと後押しに参加に感謝の気持ちを表したいと思います。私たちの総領事館との協力では、本当にたくさんのイベントがありまして、例えば大学でのオリエンテーション、大学生を対象にしたインフォメーションセッションなどですね。もちろん総領事館の方からガイドラインの説明、情報の発信は行われているんですけれども、私たち帰国留学生の代表からはもう自分の経験について語って、学生たちからの質問に答えたりして、雰囲気が違うんですね。やはりみんな、例えばガイドラインに書いてない質問も出てくるので、私たちは自分の経験からその場で語ることができます。もう一つは、例えば日本語弁論大会。私たちも参加させていただいておりますし、そして、例えば、候補者が決まりまして、出発前のオリエンテーション。あそこにも私たち総領事館に招待されまして、毎回とても楽しくやっていますね。羨ましいなと言いながら、日本に行こうとしている人たちに自分たちが困ったことについて話したり、同じような間違いをしないように、いろいろアドバイスを先輩として、しています。とても楽しいミーティングいつもになっていますね。そして歓迎イベント、日本での留学から帰ってきた人たちと会いまして交流をしております。それでは今までの成果と実績にそのまま満足するのではなくて、改善できるところを改善して、直面している課題に対して対策を考えなければなりません。他の国でもきっと似たような状況だったと思うんですけれども、コロナのせいでもう私たちの生活が一時停止したんですね。カナダでは特に制限が厳しくて、すべての活動は停止されました。今になってもなかなかそのコロナ前のペース、元の状況に戻るのは難しいですね。なので去年からはやはり元の状況に戻るためには一生懸命考えて頑張っています。その一つの対策としてはアンケート調査を作ったんですね。そのアンケート調査にはいくつかの質問を入れまして、例えばメンバーたちに配っているんですけれども、その質問の中には例えばこれからの団体の活動をどう見ていますか、どのようなイベントに興味を持っていますか、執行委員会のメンバーになりたいのか、どのような貢献できるのかしたいのか、などなどの質問をしまして、今ちょうど回答をいただいている時期ではありますけれども、その回答に基づいてこれからの方針を決めたいと思います。 もう一つの、これはケベック州の特徴なのかもしれないですけれども、人の転勤、人の移動があるということですね。人たちは、特に若い人たちが簡単に州から州へと移動したり、仕事を変えたり、別の国に行ったりするんですね。なので、私たちのメンバーのリストを常にアップデートしなければなりません。70人のメンバーがいると、私は冒頭で申し上げましたけれども、実際にアクティブなメンバーはこの数だとは限らないですね。なので、常にそのリストを何とかしてアップデートしなければならなくて、今それをどうしたらいいのかというのを考えているところですね。で、最後にはさまざまな活動の例を挙げましたけれども、これからこの団体の活性化、つまりもっと面白くしようということを考えているんですけれども、一つとしては、これ先ほどコメントもありましたけれども、新しい熱心な若い人たちを招いて貢献していただく。つまり執行委員会では今もう去年から幸いに非常に熱心な自分の時間とパッションを持っている人たちが集まりまして、もっともっとこのような若い人たちを招いていろいろやっていきたいと考えております。で、イベントの多様化、様々なイベントも考えているんですけれども、メンバーのリストを見ますと、かなり面白い職業の人がいまして、今までやっていなかったイベントのアイデアの一つとしては、例えばそのメンバーのリストの中から、例えば建築をやっている人とか、日本酒をカナダに輸入している人たちのレクチャーとかプレゼンテーションをしていただく。それは本当にウィンウィンの関係になりまして、彼らにとってもプロモーションになりますし、私たち団体としても少しその分野を広げる人数を増やすチャンスにもなります。そして今までと同じように在モントリオール総領事館の強いご協力に期待しながらお互いにやっていきたいと考えております。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございました。それでは今のナタリアさんの発表についてブラジルのパウラさんからコメントをお願いします。
Natalia-san, thank you very much for your presentation. It was very interesting to see that from the pre-candidates to the post-graduation, you are always trying to approach youth. So you have events with youth culture and otaku and so on, and you're trying to insert in the board just I think that in the same manner as Ambech is practicing. So I think that this is going to be a very good hint for our association in Brazil. Also, I found it very interesting to learn that the consulate, in your case, invites the people who has just who were approved for the scholarship, so that before they leave Canada, you get to know yourself. So this is kind of you're planting the seed for future relations. So this is very important, and this is strategic as well. I was wondering, after Luisa said that the alumni, they pay a tax to participate and so on, and even though they have to pay a tax, they still show up, right? This is amazing for me. So maybe this, as we have been talking about people-to-people relations, so if before they start their courses in Japan, the relationship is already established, then you have more probability of having alumni active after they finish. So this is very important. And this is a very good hint for us. So thank you very much.
Yes, Paula, I totally agree with you because, like I mentioned, especially these pre-departure sessions, they are very exciting because the candidate is already happy, relaxed. He is about to leave in a couple of weeks, and we as senpai, we are happy for that person, and we can give really good advice because we went through this. For example, looking for an apartment. Things to do in Japan, not to do in Japan, manners, culture, a lot of different things. They have official guidelines from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They are very detailed. They are perfectly compiled. There's a lot of information. So we kind of add to it from our own experience. So usually these sessions are really good, and the consulate provides the room for that. The meeting, they organize that, they invite us, and we always attend this with pleasure. Thank you for the comment.
I think that this might be a very good practice to suggest for all the consulates to do this, because you also make the new exchange students feel more comfortable knowing that they have the backup when they finish the course, because they usually, when you're arriving to the end of your scholarship, then you wonder what's going to happen in the market. So just knowing that you have a backup of senpai who are already established somehow in the market makes you feel protected. So it's very important for everybody.
Yes, but also this is a lot thanks to the efforts of the consulate. We are really fortunate to have great people at our Japanese consulate in Montreal. They are very passionate. We have very good collaboration with them, very good contact.
Thank you very much.
はい、ありがとうございました。それではついに休憩前の最後のプレゼンテーションです。発表いただくのはパプアニューギニアのオンボさん。テーマは日本語教育を通じた日本留学への関心の喚起です。それではオンボさんよろしくお願いします。
今回の第4回日本同窓会協会の集まり集いに招待していただいて誠にありがとうございました。私はパプアニューギニアの同窓会の総合リエーションオフィサーとしてその前にはファウンダーとチェアマンになりましたになった方です。でパプアニューギニアではそういう同窓会ねがなかった。だけど私はここで、三鷹市にあると国際キリスト教大学で88年、5年間後で卒業して帰って、で、その JARA というね、JARA。JA はジャパン、R は留学生、A はアソシエーション。で、省略して、その頭文字を取ってね、JARA という、ジャパン留学生協会という名付けをつけてます。で、それは、成立したのは、その上の通りに、1999年に成立した4月21日。で、 メンバーたちが約大体200人いますけど、全国で、私たちポートモルスビーだけ、ポートモルスビーは PNG の首都です。で、動いてるのが、わずか10人とか15人ぐらいの、JALA のメンバーたちが、移動しています。で、これは今回か、これから、最後の最後のプレゼンテーションなので、皆さん、よろしくお願いします。また頑張りましょう。で、私のプレゼンテーションでは、JALA の活動、プラス、その2番は、JALA の活動の課題、プラス、最後は、日本での留学生窓口の課題について、その3つのポイントで話したいと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。JALA の活動。そこに上にブレットポイントで載ってますけど、一話見たら、もちろん読んでいただければありがたいと思います。で、一番は JALA 会員の、データベースの構築と返事ね、データベースプロダクション&モニタリングね。そして2番は JALA 会員のネットワーキング。ネットワーキングはこれは大体みんなのアソシエーションでもね、これは大事ですね。例えば私の国ではね、山が多いんです。だからネットワーキングがこれは大変ですね。だからネットワーキングがあっても、また例えば天気の問題とか、そしてまたネットワーキングはフリーじゃないよ、ただじゃない。もちろん金払わなければいけない。だからそういうのも、ネットワーキングがもちろん私たちの同窓会のところにはもちろんありますけれども、そういう問題もありますから、それも見ていきましょうね。私たちがみんなネットワーキングがやってますと言っても、できないところももちろんありますから。そして3番目、JALA講義及び、株主同士の回収する。で、4番、日本大使館と文部科学省の、構成者との連絡支援。そして5番、PNG プラスの人々に日本語と日本文化を教える。例えばバングラデシュでやってると同じようにね、他の同窓会たちにもね、行きますけど、そういうようなもちろん活動もね、やってますけれども、どういうレベルではね、それぞれね、それは私の国では、JALA ではその5つぐらいはね、飲めますけれども、まだ次がまたありますから、そこに行けば、例えば6番目ね、日本戦没者の遺骨収集団のアシストね。それは、第二次戦争には PNG と、南太平洋では、日本とアイライドフォースが戦争があって、もちろんみんな私たちが分かってるから。で、そこで日本軍が亡くなった人たちの骨とかそういうの集まりね。それにもうちのメンバーたちが、JALA のメンバーたちが、もちろんガイド、プラス通訳者とアシスタントとして、そこで手伝っている活動です。プラスならばその6番にもちろん続きますけど、8番ね、JICA 同窓会とのネットワーキング。これはもちろん、それぞれの同窓会のメンバーたちともちろんネットワーキングやってるから、もちろん私たちもやっています。プラス、その上に、その他には9番、PNG 政府の、機関、開発パートナー、プラス NGO ね、ノンガバメントオーガナイゼーション、プラス、企業、民間人とのネットワークね、普通の、村人たちも普通の凡人たちとのネットワーキングをやってるね。うちの活動のためにね。プラス10番。太平洋同窓会とのネットワーク。それはもちろん、例えば、私たち南太平洋には14カ国ぐらいですか、ジェイソンさんありますので、もちろんオーストラリアとニュージーランドとソロモン諸島とトンガとかパラオとかグアムとかの同窓で日本同窓会のメンバーたちとのネットワーキングをね、もちろんやってるんだけど、どこのレベルまでやってるのかはね、もちろんこれからね、少しずつね、やってるから、次のグループのレベルではね、それをまた続けて話しましょう。 そしてプラス11と12ね、最後には、ザラ、活動の維持するための募集金活動ね。一言で言うと、ファンレイシングね。ファンレイシング。もちろん自分の国のザラの活動としてそれをどういうふうに受けるとか、そういうためにはアシストするがもちろん、この前の話した通りに、何でも、例えば運賃とかそういうのはただでね、水をタンクに入れて、どこまではいかない。ちゃんとペトロールとかディーゼル入れますから、そのディーゼルとかペトロールのお金はどこから出てくるのか。そういうところは、例えば11、12のね、ところにはもちろん、コントリビューションをやってるんだけど、いいハートがあれば、たくさんのお金もらえる。いいハートがなければ、もちろん少ないのお金もらえる。だけど私たちのバジェットでは、どれぐらいお金とかね、そういう使うのかは、また、それぞれの同窓会によって変わっていきます。じゃあ次は、様子。その活動の様子ね。その上の、一番上の左に行くと、元在華ボランティア等の交流するザラメンバー。これは去年の11月の写真なんだけど、元在華のエクスボランティアね。うちのメキシコの学生じゃないよ。じゃない。在華ね。例えば在華のボランティア。と私たちもその、メキシコのメンバーのザラにも入ってきてるんですから。もちろん大きな国とか、例えばメキシコとかであればもちろん別々にね、ちゃんとね、こっちは在華の同窓会、こっちはメキシコの同窓会と。だけど私たち小さいな国はもうそういうのがね、一つの会に入ってます。そしてそのスターは、去年の、去年じゃない、先月だよ。先月、PNG、日本を離れて、PNG に戻った、後輩なんだけど、私が彼にね、またディブリーフィングをしてるね。PNG の、今回のシチュエーションね。彼にもちろん PNG の人が PNG の人にディブリーフィングする。彼がまた、自分のピアもここで何年間、15年間住んでいて、で帰ってきました。だから私が見たら、彼を見たら、彼が、私の国は彼が外人なんです。だけど、いろいろブリーフィングやって終わったら、外人という名前はもう消します。だから、その、うちの後輩、ちょっと写真見たら私の先輩みたいなんだけどね。そして、右側ね、大きな写真はもちろん、また、これ、先々月の、12月21日から先月の1日ね、1月21日から、先月2月の1日まで、これは、私と、一番その下に座ってる右側ね、私は左なんだけど、下の右側は、私たちが、ザラの、中訳ガイドとして、で、あとの他の日本人はみんな、JGSDF、Japan Ground Self-Defense Force のメンバーたちが、ソロモンに、2週間で、仕事しに来て、で、私たちがポートモルシー、PNG からソロモンにね、2時間飛行機で飛んで行って、で、そこで、通訳の仕事をして、で、帰ってきました。で、もちろん PNG とソロモンでは、たくさんの戦争の時の、例えば武器とかね、爆弾とか、ガンとか鉄砲とかトラックとかタンカーとかそういうのね、飛行機とかそういうのがまだあるから、まだいろいろありますので、で、それの、収集じゃなくてね、集まりじゃなくて、そこの、そういうところは、いては危ないよと、いけないよとか、そういうものを見たら取ってはいけないよとか、そういうアウェアネスの、ワークショップをしに2週間でやって、 で、帰ってきて、また戻りました。日本の軍たちももちろん日本に戻って。私の活動の一つの、様子です。また他にもね、ありますけどね、この前、教えた、例えば、骨の集まりですか、または、セミナーですか、先月も、先月の27、8日は、日本からのたくさん、50人ぐらいのビジネスマンが、PNG に来て、これからのビジネスをやろうと。で、来た時に、私たち、ジャランのメンバーたちが6人ぐらい、そこにいて、で、PNG 政府のインベストメントプロモーションオーソリティという、PNG のデパートメントと一緒に、私たちが中に橋をかけたんですね。かけて、で、いろいろ、その、セミナーとフォローもね、うまくいくように、パティシペイトしました。そして、下にまだ行きますけど、これですね。ちょっと待って。はい。そして、もちろんいろんな、前はいろんなジャーラの活動とか教えましたけど、そこではどういうところまでね、どういうレベルまでいってるのかというのが、もちろん自分らの活動にも同じにありますけど、で、私たちがそこまで行くと、その中にはね、いくつかの活動のところには、どういうレベルとか、そういう問題のところもね、ありますね。だから私たちの、同窓会ではこういういくつかのね、問題があります。5つ、読んでみると、もちろん、ノートにありますから、これらの問題は国によって異なり、で、その理由は様々ですね。ただし、ザラの次に、決定いる一般的な機能にいくつかの次の通りです。一番目はコミュニケーション。コミュニケーションが一番大きな問題ですね。それはもうみんな私が、ね、分かってるから、続けて話さなくてもいいともちろん分かると思いますね。で、2番目は会議ね。会議。会議はこれはね、一番大事だと思いますね。もちろん私たちが自分らの大総会のところにはもちろん年には2回3回やってるんですか、またはそのグループの団体には例えばエグゼクティブのメンバーの会議、または一般的なメンバーの会議、ね、そういうのがありますね。で、私たちのところには、同窓会のグループには年に何回やってるんですか、私のジャーラでも、例えば会議をやろうとしても、口論がね、例えば10人だったらもう10人で会議をします。と言っても、コンスティューションでは5人以上いないと会議ができない。そういう問題にもね、あります。で、その後は、もちろん3番目、そういう件、そして、会費ね、コントリビューション、予算サポート、5番ね、予算サポート。予算サポートはもちろん自分の政府から、そういうのがありますか。またはもちろん今まで来てるのは、大使館からももちろんサポートありますけどね、そういう。そして、インターネットサービスがね、これは教えた通りでね。で、オフィススペース。オフィススペースはこれも大事だと思いますね。私たちが活動をやってるんだけど、みんなで日本大使館を通ってやってるんですか？もちろん、はい、そうです。だけど、他のところですね、自分の友達の会社の事務所を使ってやってるのか、それも聞きたいからよろしくお願いしますね。そして、正社員ね、エンプロイーね。プラス最後に言ったのは、相互主義や。give it, take it back. The reciprocity, yeah? That's what it means. そして最後に言いますけど、最後は、留学生の窓口としての日本語教育との課題ね。 problems of accepting students into coming into Japan. What do we do? Problems that we may face は、例えば1番、宿泊。そして言語の壁。linguistic problems ね。3番、子供の教育。そして4番、差別。5番、文字の書き方をマスターする。もちろん、ひらがなとカタカナはもちろん簡単なんだけど、漢字はもちろん難しいね。もちろん、この前言ったように、音読みとか訓読みがありますからね、そこで難しいね。で、最後のところ、いきますけれども、これの課題をね、克服するためには、日本語で学び、ね。で、生活する理由、学生に対するより適切な支援。で、最後のセンテンス、これはちょっと間違いなので、直していただきたいと思います。で、その最後のね、支援が求められています。これは決して、そして支援の求めを期待します。支援の求めを期待していただければというね、そういう質問とね、その後に、それはもちろんこちらの外務省の方々に答えなくてもいいんだけどね、それは任せてます。で、それで私のちょっと最後なんだけど、ここで終わらせていただけますので、ご清聴ありがとうございました。
はい、それでは、メルタンさんからコメントお願いします。
Ombo-san, thank you very much for your interesting presentation. I'm really fascinated, like how many activities you are doing at the same time. Do you, since you have incorporated your organization, right? So it has a legal base, is it?
Yes, April 21st, 1999. Yes, it's registered.
Okay, and you have active members, and there is a membership fee. Just wanted to know, like, who is the like paying the membership fee, and regarding the budget support, who are you targeting for the budget support?
Yes, thank you for your question. I think this is a question that can go to Luis or, sorry, I meant here because I hear about you mentioning that. Yeah, I mean, that goes for all of us. That goes for all of us. Yes, we do, yes, expect our members to pay a portion as a membership, annual membership fee. Yes, we charge them, depending on our change rates and value of our currencies, a certain fee. It doesn't have to be that expensive or doesn't have to be that less. But yes, we do charge them. And yes, some of us pay, some of us do not pay. They are reluctant. I pay because I'm an active member of the association. But if I am not, am I living out in one of the provinces? Do you think I should be paying? Now we can laugh. Yes. And the second part?
Okay, the second part, I will just change it a little bit. So by paying the membership fee, I mean, what is the benefit like for those who pay? I mean, what is the take?
Oh yes, we do have limits. Those who pay membership, yes, we do. Let them have access to meetings. If there is a request from the embassy or from Japanese business houses for request for this and that type of help, we do give priority. Yes, we do that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
はい、大野さん、そしてメルダンさん、ありがとうございました。このセッション、ちょっと長くなりましたので、この後地域別のセッションもありますので、質疑応答は省略して休憩としたいと思います。どうもありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。 はい。オンラインで参加の皆様にお知らせしますが、本日の第4回帰国留学生総会の1日目はこれで終了いたします。明日は日本時間の午前10時から11時30分の間に総括セッションを行いますので、そのセッションはオンラインでも配信しますので、またオンラインの参加者の皆さんもぜひご参加いただけると幸いです。明日もぜひオンラインでご参加ください。ありがとうございました。